Well, do you know who John Lennon was?
John.
How about Marilyn Monroe?
Marilyn Monroe.
JFK?
Doesn't really ring any bells.
We are the Amish. You know us as the people who don't drive cars, who favor long beards and wide-brimmed hats, and enjoy barn raising. But you've almost certainly never heard of Rumspringa. In our language, Rumspringa means running around, and for some, it's the most critical time of their life. Before being baptized into the Amish church, Rumspringa gives Amish teenagers a chance to visit the outside world, trying out activities that are normally forbidden. My name is Leah Miller. Me and my brother Andrew and 3 Amish friends from the Midwest of America are bidding farewell to our families and setting off on a once-in-a-lifetime adventure to Great Britain. We're going to be living with 4 very different types of British teenagers.
I've never really met people that I had a lot to do with that were black.
Sharing our God-fearing and clean-living values.
They don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. They believe in some other guy.
What if she'd meet up with a man and she'd just not want to come back home?
I wonder what we'll discover and whether the experience will make us rethink our Amish way of life.
I'm not hoping to get way out of hand over there, but pretty much my last chance to do something like that.
Make the circle.
Tasha, do they hunt with their man with that then?
Now it's time to say goodbye to Andrew and Leah for a while. And we must always be mindful to pray for them while they're gone.
God needs only a few.
Keep your hands over this group, and especially over our children, as they step forth into a new venture.
I really don't know anything about England. Some people were telling me that drugs were legal. Just a little concerned about it.
I will take my German Bible and then my regular study Bible. And I want to take this. I want to take this along too, as being it's something I enjoy doing.
Right here should be everything I need. It feels great to have a passport. It feels like freedom.
Now is the time, redeeming mankind. Take up the cross and cry. No matter the cost, suffer the loss. God needs only a few.
None of us have ever flown before, and this will be the first time we've left our families in our home country of America. We are about to face the unknown. All we can do is put our trust in God's hands.
Everything is really, really small. It's hard to believe we're this far away from the ground.
Well, I think it's pretty awesome out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt. Thank you.
We're gonna spend 7 days in London. It's gonna be our first time to experience a capital city.
I bet we're gonna see a lot of that and hear a lot of that.
Yeah.
It's gonna be ringing in our dreams. Lots of noise.
Lots of noise, yep.
I'll probably survive for a week, but I wouldn't want to live here.
We'll be staying with a group of teenagers from the south of the city. We're hoping they will show us what city life is really like. Tooks, one of our new British friends, wants to show us what he calls his estate.
Every building here, I've been involved with something. We had good times I think good times lasted probably one summer. After that, the fights began. This was a hot spot. Just near there, a friend of mine was stabbed. She was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not even sure how many times she was stabbed, but it was a lot of times. And she was killed.
I never heard of an Amish person doing a crime.
A disagreement might come up, you know, if killing wasn't an option.
If they do get even caught just taking a piece of candy from grandma or something, they'll get taught that that's not right.
All right, this was actually, I'm not too sure of the destination. I think it was across that side behind this building. A young man was shot in his head. I knew the boy, I knew his mother, I knew his friends, his family. There's alcoholics all over the place. There's rapists, there's drug addicts, everywhere.
When I think of my childhood, I think of sunny days and fields and flowers and birds' nests, and because I was very much an outdoor girl and I loved to be outside with my dad. And just, you know, he's saying like right over there somebody got stabbed, and it's like right over here, you know, somebody got shot and killed. It's really kind of creepy.
Our upbringing is strict. We are brought up to value our community, to love our neighbor and our enemy. We don't believe in violence, war, or confrontation.
Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
In our Amish homes, we're always working hard, busy doing chores. But the young people we're staying with pass their time at home in a very different way.
We really haven't done much. They're playing video games, but I find that boring. I'd rather be out and doing something that's active. At home, we can go out in the barn and work in the barn or stuff like that. Here, there is no barn.
As Amish, we don't really have free time. We start work at the age of 3 or sometimes earlier. If children are taught to be responsible and have responsibilities and chores when they're growing up, a lot of them kind of adapt to working.
I think work is a great way to keep kids busy, entertained, and out of trouble.
We're busy in the fields, in the house, the gardens, and the barn. Every Amish family has a barn. Once we've left school at 14, our work routine starts when the sun comes up and ends when it goes down. Ever since us Amish fled persecution in Switzerland in the 17th century and settled in America, work has been an important part of our lives. It enables us to be as self-sufficient as possible and to live separate from the world.
I think it gives you a sense of security because you don't have to depend on everybody else.
But it's also part of our faith.
You've been on the train before, like the overground? No. You know, like the train overground, the tube is basically underground. Yeah. So you can't see outside the window, it's all black. It's a tunnel. Yeah, basically you're going through a tunnel on the train.
Train's now ready to depart. Mind the doors, please. Mind the doors. Mind the doors, mate.
I don't know. But wow, you want a job where you have to be on a train like this for a whole hour?
No. I wouldn't either.
I would probably get another job or something.
Westminster. Change here for Circling District Line. Exit for Westminster Abbey and Houses of Parliament.
I've noticed that about 1 out of 3 have headsets on, isolating themselves. It's kind of amazing how it can be in such a big crowd and be totally isolated.
A lot of people just have like a straight stare. They know where they're going. Everybody's moving. You see hundreds and thousands of people one day and you don't really get to know anyone.
You're never this close to vehicles in America. Crazy.
It would suck trying to get to work through this crowd. When I go to work, I can just go and nobody's in the way.
Those little sex
shops, like sex shops. I've never heard of that.
Lots of underwear and toys, things like not nice things.
What do you think of it?
Creepy.
It's creepy.
It seems like the devil's territory.
Serious?
We've never seen anything like this. It's hard to understand how people can be so open about something which is so sinful.
Like, do you have sexual relations with the person you're dating?
Nice. What, before the marriage?
Yeah.
It's highly likely.
For us Amish, we keep mixing between the sexes to a minimum. We work separately, men doing the men's jobs, the women doing the women's.
I think the wife should stay at home, take care of the kids, do the housework.
The woman is supposed to reverence her husband.
I think every man wants a wife that respects him and wants to do what he wants her to do.
It's not because your husband deserves it. It's because you're honoring God and it's His design and it's wonderful. Maybe those people don't really know what it is to have a pure adult, like teenage life, like before you get married. And I definitely think it's worth it. It's worth not getting involved in sexual relations before you're married. I don't know, it just makes me really sad.
Like us, our London friends, they are Christians too. Well, not all the group. Baha's family is Muslim. She wants to show us how the Muslims worship.
If you believe in other gods other than Jesus, those are all a trick by the devil. There is only one God.
Back home, we're all God-fearing Christians, and we've never experienced a faith other than our own.
Why are there only men
Men and women can't pray together.
here? Why are there people praying here all day long?
There's a set time. They pray 5 times a day.
And we believe all prophets were normal human beings. They were men.
You don't believe that Jesus was God?
We believe he was a prophet. We believe Jesus was a prophet like all other prophets. We believe that he did not die on the cross.
I'm glad we went, just to observe and to see. Like, it was the first time I talked to either like a Muslim or anybody that has a different faith. I kind of thought about, like, why are there so many different religions, so many different faiths in the world? I mean, how do people know which is the right one?
We found out what kind of religion they have. It's not unlike ours, except they don't believe that Jesus is the Son of God. They believe in some other guy. There is a lot of similarities. It was very interesting and kind of cool, I think.
Like many Amish teenagers, Jerry is on what's called Rumspringen, or a running around period. Only some Amish groups acknowledge this window of opportunity, and for those that do, their 16th birthday is an exciting landmark.
All right, boys, let's go.
For the first time in their lives, they're allowed to go and explore the world outside their Amish community. This can mean anything from giving up their Amish clothes, their horse and buggy, and doing things that other teenagers do, like driving a car, using electricity and watching TV, to really letting their hair down, drinking alcohol and smoking with non-Amish friends. Jerry is 23. He's been enjoying running around now for a long time, but he needs to make up his mind whether to give up the modern world, be baptized, and become Amish for the rest of his life or not. It's a torturous decision for him to make.
What happens when you decide to finish? What happens?
Once if I go back to the Amish, then I have to like sell my car, sell it to my TV, radio, phone, everything.
That's like me thinking of like becoming strict Muslim. There's a lot of things in my life, like my modelling, dancing, like going out. I'd have to stop all of that.
So you're kind of like me right now in the room, like you're having your room. Like, you feel like you should do that. You feel that's what you want.
I really want to.
You really want to, but you're afraid you can't.
Yeah, that's the one.
Life isn't easy, is it?
No, it's not at all.
Today is the memorial service for Tux's friend, David Ido. Grace, David's mother, is holding this community gathering in the park where David was killed to send out a message that street crime has to end. As Amish, we've never experienced anything like this before.
We pray once again that the memory of David will continue to live in the name of Jesus. Amen.
But we want to do what we can to help.
Last year, I lost my boy, 14-year-old boy, coming to this park just to come and play with his friend. Knife crime is destroying family. It's destroying the whole community. We need to come together, to join hands together.
I think it's a good thing if like something like this does happen that people get together and try to stop it. I think that's great. The Amish don't come together to try to change anybody's opinion because everybody's like kind of lives the same. They have the same rules and everybody goes by those rules, so everybody kind of thinks alike. Being in the city made me realize a little bit about how good it is to be Amish and know that you're actually safe and don't have to worry about being robbed or anything like that.
Our street dance friends have agreed to perform, and knowing how we like to sing, they've suggested we might get up on stage and join in. As humble, slow-paced people, being on show is something we never normally do. This is our first time to perform on stage.
Let's come together. Let's live as one. Let's stay together. Hand in hand we can save the land.
I had sung in a choir a couple times before, but this was quite a new experience for me to sing in front of a crowd. I was very nervous, but I guess it went okay.
It seems like the British enjoy performing and being center stage. Singing in a group gave us a newfound confidence. Well, not quite all of us. The boys decided being in the limelight wasn't for them. But this week has encouraged us to do things we've never done before.
2, 3, 4. When I first observed and watched the dance group, I wasn't sure that it was something I would support. I admire them for choosing something else than being out there in a gang and actually being a violent person. I think they've made a noble choice. They've welcomed our group, just like we were one of them, and I think we can learn from them in that way.
7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4.
They live in the city and I live in the country. They play video games and watch TV, and I'm out in the barn playing with horses. But I think it's great that two people that much different can still get together and have a blast.
Hey, I got an idea. How you? Now try it.
Materialistic things in my life, like hair, nails, worrying about which clothes I'm going to wear. I've learned that it's not really that important anyway.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I wasn't gonna do it, but I'm glad I did. I found out it kind of lifts your spirits a little bit. I guess I'm kind of fired up right now. I mean,
I thought that life was all about money and girls, but money and girls is. They've taught me that it's not. There's more to life than that.
I know I'm going to miss them. Just the thinking of living in the city, and it actually wasn't that bad.
This week, we're going to be staying with the Watsons, who, like us, live in the countryside. We can't wait to see what the week has in store. They have 2 children, and we're intrigued to find out what rural British teenagers get up to.
Hi.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
I'm Becky.
I'm Lizzie. Andrew.
Leon.
Leon. Welcome to Reynolds Farm. This is Angela, my mum.
Yeah, really pleased to meet you.
Peter, my dad.
Oh, so pleased to meet you.
And Simon.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
So, yeah.
Pleasure to be here with you.
Lizzie's an artist, and her art is on every wall in their house. We don't have art like this in our homes.
Yeah, this is one of the paintings I've done,
Okay.
which is using acrylic paint and glue mixed together. And I paint with chopsticks.
I think we're careful what we might display on our walls.
The Amish definitely wouldn't believe in paintings that have nudity, and I know a lot of guys are addicted to pornography, and that's a trap you don't want to get in.
Simon's a musician. We don't play music unless it glorifies God. But Simon's music is at least gentle on your ears.
Wow.
Simon is keen to introduce us to his group of friends and their girlfriends who he hangs out with. They seem kind of wild. It disturbs me to see someone smoking. It's hard for me to see them abusing their healthy bodies that God has given them.
I don't want to say that they're immature, but I didn't think that they would be like 18, 19-year-olds.
So you both don't drink, or do you? Do you
No.
think it's okay to drink?
Yeah, we drink a lot.
We do drink quite a lot.
We don't never drink before we play on stage, but afterwards we like to have a few drinks. But like we started drinking when we were like, and to get drunk when we were like 14.
I think a lot of people get drunk. Sometimes it's just they do it just for, I don't know, they want to be cool.
I don't think God wants us to turn to anything else other than Him for help or for peace of mind or anything. I think He has everything we need.
As Amish, we don't generally drink alcohol, and we don't socialize in pubs or bars. We occupy ourselves with other types of social get-togethers like barn raisings. This is when the whole community helps rebuild a barn after a fire. The men put up the walls while the women prepare a big feast. It's called a frolic, probably because it's so much fun, but it's of the good, clean kind that will help us on our journey to heaven.
The hair, I'm not used to. I probably wouldn't have long hair just because it's. I guess it's up to them.
Yeah, but you suffered from really bad memory.
I couldn't see myself wearing the tight, skin-tight trousers that they wear. That would just drive me crazy. They look kind of like they're not very clean.
They look very different from us Amish.
Leviticus 19:27, Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shalt thou mar the corners of thy beard.
It's tradition to grow a beard. Usually it grows from one ear to the other.
I don't necessarily find Amish beards attractive. I kind of hope if I meet somebody that I want to marry, I wouldn't mind if he wouldn't have an Amish beard.
Amish men don't worry about modern trends. The only fashion we practice is the Amish way. Once an Amish man gets married, he has to let his beard grow, but a mustache is a no-no.
I wouldn't have a mustache. It would feel pretty stupid, to have one guy in church with a mustache.
Simon would like to show us what he and his friends are most into. Apparently, it's not just a hobby. They're hoping it will be their career as well.
rock beat is not good, like for even to listen to it. It actually like kills plants if they are put under that type of setting where rock music is played all the time.
I guess it was like a shock to my body. My first instinct was to plug my ears, which was what I did.
Is it very loud?
Yes. Very loud.
Have you ever heard that sort of music before?
Oh, not really.
No.
It actually made me feel a little bit uncomfortable. I think it does something to you that's not good. Personally, that's how I feel. Or rock music. I think rock music is considered evil. When they were beating like that, I realized that if you would get used to that, you would just want to get up and dance, or you just wanted to go like that. And it's just kind of I don't know. It does something to your body that I don't really like.
Then we sigh and we cry.
In our Amish community, we don't play instruments or sing unless it glorifies God.
This life my wishes all deny. Let me lead you each step.
We like to sing together because it keeps our families close. We don't use radios, CDs, or iPods, just our God-given voices. There's just one instrument we're allowed to play, and that's the harmonica. We're not sure what's that one, but then there are lots of rules we've grown up to accept without questioning.
See if you can do that. Yeah.
That's it.
That's weird how that works. It looks like they just...
Yeah, looks so easy.
I really enjoy when we discuss music and singing, and they were very kind and considerate, and they tried to get us involved and to get us to try out instruments, and I thought it was very nice.
If you think about this maybe being your last day and you think that there's a possibility that you could drop dead, what do you expect to happen?
Oh, that's a good question. That I believe that you just go into a long sleep. I don't believe in Adam and Eve, as in I believe that stuff is put in the Bible, sort of more of the Old Testament, as like metaphors and things, sort of examples, not stuff that actually happened.
But yeah, I believe that God made the earth and he's going to judge the people. And when we die, we either go to heaven or hell. So I believe that this life is there's going to be consequences afterwards for what we do here.
So do you believe if someone sins through their whole life, but say on their deathbed they are sorry for all of their sins and are truly sorry for it, God will accept them?
If they accept Jesus. I found it very challenging. And I feel really bad because I really believe this. And I know it's true, really. I know that there's going to be, you will spend eternity either in heaven or in hell. It's really a burden to me, because I don't want those nice people to go to hell.
Today, the band is taking us to where they like to spend their time in the summer, the beach. We've never seen a beach before, let alone the ocean.
Oh, that's a good one. Wow. There it is. There we go. Yep. This is awesome.
It takes your breath away, doesn't it?
That's awesome.
It's actually not really like I expected.
It's more big than terrible. It looks so massive.
I guess I like the noise and I like the water, but I'm a little scared of going too far out because I know I can't swim, and I've never been a water that's moving that much. Whenever we'd go play in the water, we'd be just at small lakes. I'm kind of scared with the water moving.
I think Becky's enjoying it.
Yeah, Becky and Andrew. Yeah. The waves kind of took my feet out from under me a few times, but that was just fun for me.
I don't think I've ever tasted this much salt.
Oh, me neither.
So much fun in there. I never thought it would be that much fun to ride with the waves. It's a lot better than just swimming in a little mud hole like we used to.
From what I've seen of the English so far, they don't work as hard as the Amish. I think they live life to the fullest. They do what they enjoy, and I think that's what life is about, doing what you enjoy. And they're doing that. They got a band. They're making life happen. I think that's a good thing. It seems like it's all fun times here so far.
We've been having a great time at the beach, but one thing is really troubling us about the girlfriends.
1 Timothy 2, verse 9. In like manner also, that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety.
I guess when I see girls dressing in bikinis in front of the boys, my greatest concern is sort of for the boys, because I think that they struggle a lot. If I see girls dressed in that way, it makes them struggle a lot more. And I'm concerned for the girls because they don't really realize what kind of temptations they are creating.
Today we were at the beach, and I think I must say that it was probably one of the most wonderful experiences I've had since I've arrived here. I had so much fun and splashing in the waves, and it was awesome. It was also kind of challenging with some of the things. The way the girls dressed, I guess. It was very shocking. I didn't expect them to dress like that. I guess I just don't really know how to take it or how to react to it, or I guess they can't really understand why it's such a big deal to me.
Put this dress on.
Amish girls are taught from a very young age to dress modestly, and there's a specific dress code that we all follow.
We don't wear really short sleeves. We wear them from the elbow, or for church we always wear long sleeves all the way down to our wrists. And we are not supposed to have too low necklines so our breast doesn't show, or we're not supposed to have our shoulders uncovered.
I think God hates low necklines.
We also wear ankle-length dresses that cover our legs.
Like 3 or 4 inches off the floor.
And of course an apron helps in keeping us modest.
Closes up on the side. I've got a little buckle there. And my mom always tells me if I wear an apron, it doesn't show my legs a lot.
It's important that we dress in a feminine way. Women never wear trousers, for those are the clothes of men.
I wouldn't feel comfortable to wear like jeans or trousers or anything like that. It wouldn't be fitting.
But being ladylike doesn't mean wearing jewelry, makeup, or nail polish. It means respecting our natural God-given beauty. Back in Kent, us girls are having an Amish stay-at-home evening.
This is what I would wear like on the bucky in the summer. We had like heavier ones for the winter.
Yeah.
So yeah, whenever you went like on the bucky or on the road, you had to wear this. And this is a little Amish doll. A lot of little girls play with it.
Are you serious?
This is like the little aprons that little girls wear.
Oh, she doesn't even have a face.
Yeah, I know. It's homemade.
Some Amish dolls don't have faces for religious reasons. The book of Deuteronomy says we shouldn't reproduce any graven image. The task of embroidering the face is also considered frivolous and is discouraged. Faceless dolls reflect our unassuming nature.
Do you know which is the front and which is the back? Yeah, this is the front. Yeah. Oh, look at that expression. I guess we weren't allowed to have expressions.
She doesn't have any feet either.
Many of us are not encouraged to do art. To express oneself is considered boastful, and that's not in keeping with our simple, modest ways. But Lizzie has suggested we try the way she paints.
This is my name, and that's supposed to be the head of a bull. Doesn't look very much like one, but...
I really like your pictures. I really do.
I'm glad somebody does.
Do you think you'll do more when you go back now?
I might try this. This is fun.
I haven't done a lot of art, and I think it's an interesting subject. I think it opens your mind to doing creative things, maybe. I think in the Amish, because of all the rules and because you are supposed to abide by those, you know always what is expected of you and what you're supposed to do, like especially in your clothes or even the way you decorate your house. And so I think that stifles creativity.
Our last days with Simon and Lizzie and his band are going to be spent camping at a music festival, Taubfest near Milton Keynes, where the band will be performing. We do camp back home, but usually in quiet, secluded woods.
I think it's a little irritating because it's so loud. I keep thinking, how in the world is someone gonna go to sleep with all the noise, but I don't know. I might ask for some earplugs.
The festival is opening our eyes to sights we've never seen before, but for Becky, it must seem like a whole new world.
I'm not quite sure what to make of it. At first, my first impression was kind of like, it's probably not a very good place for a Christian.
Not all Amish are alike. Becky grew up in the strictest Amish sect, the Swartzentroopers. Her upbringing was the most sheltered. The seams on their dresses have to be just so. They're not allowed to dance, nor can they grow flowers.
The Swartzentroopers are not allowed to do sports. We didn't have history or science or geography in school. We weren't really encouraged in anything. Their mentality is kind of, we don't want our children to know too much because we're afraid they're going to leave us.
A year ago, in their search for salvation, her family made the life-changing decision to leave the Amish, and as a consequence are now shunned by their Swartzentrooper community. They still value plain and simple living like us, but there's one thing in particular that Becky feels she's missed out on.
We weren't allowed any musical instruments. We just sang like melody, we didn't sing four-part. And so we didn't take music classes or anything, like singing classes or anything. And I was like, will I never be allowed to exercise that? Will I never be allowed to maybe get into it more?
We are brought up to believe that moving our body to the beat of a drum is the work of Satan and can lead us into temptation. But it would seem the whole point of this festival is about exactly that, dancing. Why is everyone doing it?
I'm not a sexy boy, you
It's to make people happy.
Does it make you happy?
Yeah. You see, everyone's happy dancing.
I guess.
Because it's a time when you cannot think about anything. It makes you feel good. That's the way that people are acting. Huh. It makes you feel good. So that's... People like to come here to feel good. Yeah. Wow. If I want to feel good, I go and pray. Yeah.
I've been spending most of the evening away from the crowds.
I've read about extreme activity like this, I guess, and I've just never had a desire to be in a place like this. But I've learned a lot, and it's been very thought-provoking. As I observe people, I think my family seems far away, and yet I feel them. I feel their presence within me.
We're not as good as the Amish guys. But if you think about it, Jerry and Leon, I don't like to say it, but if they don't repent, I reckon they'll be going to hell too. Because they drink and smoke more than us.
I can't really imagine what it would feel like to be drunk. I think it would feel horrible. I would be afraid of what I would do.
Oh, we can't buy beer no more.
No, you're looking like you've had a lot anyway.
For me, personally, I've never even had a desire to get drunk.
I used to trip a lot, then I started drinking.
As the day comes to an end, all the British start to dance the night away.
It was amazing to watch someone that has never danced before and that doesn't know how to dance. She just come here, she's never been anywhere like this before, and she just thought, you know, I'll start dancing. And it was, I don't know, it was really lovely. And it's really lovely to see her smiling and just bopping up and down. It's a massive thing for her, I think. A really massive thing.
A lot of times I just feel like, oh, I don't even know. I don't have a clue. I must look like an idiot. But anyway, I'm expressing my joy.
You guys are pretty cool, though.
You're pretty cool as well.
You guys are pretty cool, though.
We love you, Leon.
Oh, Leon, alive.
Yeah, Leon!
Today's the last day before we move on to the next week of our trip.
We got you a load of stuff just to remember us by. To Andrew. Thanks.
So you can remember. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
We will remember you guys. That's
Thank you.
Yeah.
See you later.
So that, man, it's been fun.
It really did surprise me how close we got. It was, first it was kind of awkward, and then we got to know each other, and suddenly we were just like best friends. It was crazy.
Bye, Lizzie.
See you later, Leon.
Oh, it'll be hard to think not to see you again.
They've kind of accepted me on a level, even though I know they have problems with maybe things I wear or some of the things I think, and that I'm not religious. They seem to have seen past that as well, which is pretty amazing, I think.
See you later, man.
Yeah.
Good journey.
Hi.
Bye. See you later. See you later, guys. All right.
It's amazing. I really feel like I've known these people for more than a week, and I don't know what God's plan is for this documentary, but I'm really excited to see what is going to work out.
God in the mountain is the God in the valley.
This week, we've been invited to stay with a family in the Scottish Highlands.
Make them right.
That is awesome.
The God of the day is the God in the night.
Look at that.
Turns out this castle is where we're going to be staying, with Joanna Smith Osborne and her teenage family.
Hello, I'm Joanna.
Hi, I'm Becky.
Hello, Becky. Very nice to meet you.
I'm Leah.
Hello, Leah.
Hi,
Will.
Hi, Annabelle.
Joanna.
Nice to meet you.
Well, welcome to Ardverky. My husband's great-great-grandfather who built the house in 1876.
This is beautiful.
Quite a place, isn't it?
Yeah. I feel pretty privileged to be here. Yeah.
Come on in.
Wow, this is awesome.
This is the entrance hall.
What do you call it when you're getting ready to come here? What do you call it?
The house is, well, generally just call it Scotland because it's our own little bit of Scotland. But the house is called Ardverky, Ardverky Lodge. So, yeah, that's pretty much what we call it.
Well, I'm going to call it home.
As Amish, we like to live very simply. This is the grandest place we've ever seen. Ardverky was built as a holiday home for lords and ladies to come and hunt. We're taught not to covet worldly goods.
Matthew 19:24. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God.
Our houses back home are simple and functional. We only have furniture that has a purpose, and colors are very muted. Our rooms tend to be empty rather than full, and most of us don't hang paintings on the wall. Material objects are not important to us.
I'm kind of a simple kind of guy. I don't need much. I don't really want much.
I just told one of my friends the other day that it's not like I'm really attached to anything earthly.
Most of the people that are happy are the people that are, are poor or have a simple life.
We don't generally have electricity, and although we use gas lamps, our rooms are pretty dark. Many of us don't have hot running water either. 20-year-old Ed is the oldest Smith Osborne. William is 17. They tell us that the British Queen Victoria stayed here once and nearly bought the house.
Well, this is the Queen's Wing, the original house.
Wow, we could run some marathons in here.
In the end, she opted for somewhere called Balmoral instead.
So you know how many bedrooms there are? All together?
Never really counted.
Never keep
There are
count.
quite a few. That's the problem.
Ed and Will's cousin Veronica has also come to stay, along with her best friend Annabelle.
We used to all get in this bar.
How about 6 of us in there?
The lot of us.
6 or 7.
We had a great time.
All about
Splashing
this
about.
high.
I never in my wildest dreams did I imagine that I would stay at a place where it's so beautiful.
Look at the view
Quite a fine
from our
view out
window.
that way.
This is something we read about in the books. This building is huge.
The fun loos. You've got to have a look at the fun
The
loos.
ancient loos.
I think it's probably not the way I would choose to have my own house built because it's really hard to clean a house like this.
That actually is quite scary, just one single chair.
I really enjoyed the family, and boys are great. Really like the boys, and the girls, I guess. I thought Veronica was a good girl. It's kind of funny what comes out of her mouth sometimes.
I was about 3 years old, and a Canada goose bit me on my finger, and I've never been the same again. I can't look them in the eye now. Never again.
I guess she's the type of person that, depending on circumstances, I might be intimidated a little bit.
I'm just kind of searching my mind how to relate to those girls because they seem really different.
They're quite serious. We can do serious.
But that's like what they've been brought up like. It's all right. We're all serious in our own ways.
I can do a serious.
You can't do serious. You've never been
Whatever,
serious.
man, I can try serious. I'll do a bit serious if I feel like it. I like them.
So how old did you say you were when your parents divorced?
3.
Do you remember when your parents were still together?
I remember, my daddy packing up. That's, my earliest memory. It sounds so, pathetic. My earliest memory is my parents divorcing. But it's not like that.
When she was talking about her family and how her parents got divorced when she was 3, I was like, oh no, that's so sad. It seems like it doesn't bother her, but to me that would be like so tragic.
As Amish, we never divorce. Marriage is considered the most sacred union between man and woman.
Summer of 1980, I think, we decided that we was going to get married.
We got married then in September of 1982. I was 23.
I was 19.
It's been quite a wonderful experience.
First date we had, I didn't think I wanted him. But things changed.
Married parents provide the children with a set of examples to look up to and a secure base from which to grow.
Good night.
They seldom live a night apart.
Right, look at those. They're going to be the best roast potatoes ever.
Joanna's husband is working in London, so she's currently ruling the roost. And tonight, she's hosting a dinner party for us. We've read stories about how the British high class have formal dinner parties, and they like to dress up before they eat.
To me, it's kind of stressful, actually.
Well, she was telling us tonight how they've got different silverware for different things, which I never learned which piece of silverware is for what.
I guess I'm a little bit nervous, but you know, maybe if you didn't feel so lost with all the etiquette, I wouldn't feel that way. But are you nervous about making mistakes tonight?
Well, the funny thing is I won't know if I'm making a mistake because I don't know the rules.
That is really funny. So we don't have anything to lose, do we?
Not really.
Joanna has asked us not to go to the dining room, but to meet in the drawing room.
There we are,
This chair to
boys.
sit on.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, I don't think it'll collapse on you.
But it's hard to work out exactly why we're here.
Are you Amish allowed to wear jewellery of any sort?
The Amish aren't.
Earrings?
No.
Never? Necklaces? No. And what about tattoos?
What is that?
A tattoo? Do you know, it's...
Oh, yeah, I know what it is.
Painting on the skin. 'Cause Edward has 2 of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I would never feel that. But you can't take them off, can you?
You can, but it leaves quite a scar, I think.
What if you get tired of it? It's just too bad.
You're basically stuck. I mean,
Father, we thank you for this food and we thank you for this day and bless the hands that prepared it and let it be a nourishment to our bodies. Amen.
Amen. Please start, everybody. Do you always have a grace before meals?
Yes.
Yeah. In my family, with so many little children, we sometimes sing the blessing.
It's a nice way to start off, make you think before you guzzle in. Do politics come into the life of the Amish community?
Not really.
Not really, because we don't have television.
Do you vote? But do you vote?
We don't vote.
no.
So were you aware and involved with the recent presidential elections? After all, the laws that are made in your government, surely you have to obey.
I know our church prays for the government, but there's not a lot of involvement with politics, I guess. Joanna and her family can discuss all areas of current affairs with confidence.
And although you don't have television, do you have newspapers?
Yeah.
So you're still aware of what's going on in the world, but not
really, actually.
Andrew, you just mentioned about global warming. I mean, is that something that would be discussed at home? I mean, it's something
It'd be
that...
laughed
Do you worry
at, that's
about
about
it?
it.
Yeah.
You laugh at it. Well, you don't think it's happening?
I don't
or...
believe it.
Well, it's
because
getting colder, actually.
It is
No,
getting
I don't
colder,
know.
I think, because they were saying Ohio has like having regular snow and regular cold.
It's almost midnight when we leave the dinner table.
So, can you sort out...
At home, we retire when the sun goes down. But here, evening isn't over yet.
The community spirit has gone here completely. Stop it!
While we were eating tonight,
I almost didn't feel right like sitting at the table and being served, because my type of thing is whenever I read books, I kind of imagine what it would be to be one of the servants serving the people. And I always think that would be the most interesting part in a house like this.
I think that's the end of the game. Ball's out of circulation. Because I'm exhausted.
Night, guys. Sleep well.
Today, the Smith Osbornes are keen to show us what high-class British boys and girls do for fun. It seems they all like the same things we do.
Well done. Well shot. Almost too easy, I think.
We enjoy hunting, but we often use a bow and arrow, and Andrew has brought his from home.
It's quite impressive. Too much for me. I wouldn't know. Gotcha. With the wood. Oh yeah, he's good. He's competition right there.
We love the great outdoors, and as Amish, we're at home with the peace and calm of nature.
I think I could make myself at home in a place like this, with mountains and a lake beside the house.
I don't know if I've seen such a peaceful, picturesque scene that I could spend some time at and just really relax. I think I'll enjoy every minute here.
Veronica is still a bit wild and crazy for our taste, and we're discovering she's also very persuasive.
It looks like an accident waiting to happen always.
Becky, how was that?
It was great. Loving it.
Wind in the hair motoring.
Yeah. She was like grinning the whole time. Like,
I've been hearing people talk about the high-class people and the middle-class people. And I guess having people in different classes is something that I'm not used to in our Amish culture.
Can I have some breakfast? And then some bacon and eggs.
Granny's amazing.
In there, or just some cereal. In that blue saucepan is some porridge. That's quite interesting. Bearing in mind your large families, how does discipline in the family work?
My parents normally do it, but if they're not at home and we're staying with the children, they'd rather that we teach the children.
Discipline is a very serious part of an Amish upbringing. From an early age, our mothers and fathers teach us what's considered acceptable behavior.
Depending what we did wrong, we might get spanked. I remember my mom, sometimes if we said a bad word, she'd put pepper on our tongue so it burns our mouth.
If I did something wrong, I knew I did it, and I got spanked for it.
These rules are laid down in what's called the Ordnung and define the very essence of our Amish identity. The Ordnung varies from church to church, but always provides a guideline to live by.
I'm not saying that just the rules are gonna, make you a good person, but I'm sure they're a help to you.
It aims to prevent pride, envy, vanity, laziness, and dishonesty. Some of the rules are supported by the scriptures. Others are just there because it's our tradition. It provides a strong sense of group identity.
No, this is really cool.
Our hosts don't just have one house, they have two.
This is Charles, my husband.
It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Hello.
At their second home in Oxfordshire, they keep 15 horses, which is a few more than we have back home. But these aren't working horses. They're bred for sport. In the summer, Ed plays horse polo 3 or 4 times a week. It's his dream to become good enough to make a living from it.
I think polo is a pretty interesting game. Just the horses turn around like that is pretty amazing, Just to hear their hoof beats makes me excited.
Back home, horses would never be used for a sport like this. Our horses are there to work, in the fields as our tractors, and on the roads as our cars. There are certain occasions when the Amish gather in large numbers: weddings, funerals, barn raisings, and horse auctions. After our house, a horse is our most valuable possession.
Follow me.
See what they think. They'll laugh.
Sì? Sì, sì.
We're all done. I'm going to be your sister now.
That's nice.
I think so. Leon did a pretty massive double take. He just looked at me and he just kept going. I think I look pretty good as an army. It's quite comfy, actually. I like it. Maybe we'll do a trade and go the other way, and I'll see what they think. See what I think of their life one day. I don't know, maybe they'll had enough of me after a week. Never want to see me again, that noisy girl who would never shut up.
She's an interesting individual.
Now Veronica wants to show us her school, Stowe. It's a school with 760 kids aged 13 to 18.
It's a nice place to go to school, I think. Mummy says she likes driving me in the morning because she likes driving up the drive.
A typical day for Veronica starts with chapel.
I thought starting out the day here at school with chapel was the best idea, because I think it's good for us as young people to have our thoughts turned toward God in the morning, and we are aware of His presence all day.
Yeah, do you want to go and sit maybe next to Charles? Becky, do you want to
After chapel, we're straight into a history class.
Have you studied the American Revolution? The Wars of Independence, have you looked at these? The Declaration of Independence? No. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. It's a simple line. But it's a very powerful line, isn't it? Why? What sort of rights should government be protecting? What rights do we all enjoy?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech, fantastic. What else would we put in? What other freedoms? Your freedom to bear arms. Oh, my word. But no, I'll accept that, okay. The right to bear arms.
This is nothing like an Amish education.
Amish schools are just one room. There's only a couple people per grade. And then there's a curtain through the middle of the room. And then there's 2 teachers. Each teacher has a couple grades.
Pinch, trap, skip.
Becky's and my parents have decided they want to be in control of their children's education. So both of us have been given the task of teaching our younger siblings at home. We focus on subjects required for living a more practical life.
We do spelling, reading, arithmetic, writing. We have geography, health. We also have a course of driving a horse and buggy safely.
Foliage, homely, patriot.
Amish boys and girls start school when they're 6 and leave when they're 14. By that time, they should be ready to stand on their own 2 feet in the world.
How about you?
Our mother tongue is Pennsylvania Deutsch, which our forefathers from the 17th century used.
Man sagt, wenn ich jetzt finde Ting gegessen für each and I have noch 3 Fallen voll.
Basically, you won't find it anywhere else. We can talk with people that are German, but it's still not the same as our language.
As this is primarily a spoken rather than a written language, we don't have many books, and certainly don't use the internet. So our means to acquire new knowledge is limited.
Even though a lot of Amish leave school at age of 14, I've never seen any Amish that wasn't able to successfully provide for his family.
Yeah, my feeling of today, the end of a public school, is I'm glad that I am Amish.
Today is our last day staying with the Smith Osbornes. They want us to join them at Ed's polo match, which we're told is quite a social occasion, and certain etiquette is involved.
The whole day is pretty much the hunt match. So our hunt, the Grafton hunt, who we fox hunt with.
Okay.
And then there's the Menal hunt and also the Bicester, who are great rivals of ours. And if we lose, it would be the biggest disgrace ever. Edward.
So, and their goal of the game is to get the ball through the poles, is that it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now we're just off, they're just thrown in, so we're away for the first chucker.
Ed and his dad Charles are on the blue team, playing for the Grafton hunt.
Yes! Woo! Hooray!
The Grafton team is in the lead, and for some, that's all the excuse they need to start celebrating.
So, Andrew, can you tell me what you're drinking?
You don't want to know. It's Irish cider. You're kind of Irish, you know, I'm Irish too.
Oh, yeah.
As the afternoon progresses, the Grafton keep winning.
Yes! Woo!
And the celebrating continues.
It's cider!
Yeah! For the winners of the Hunt Cup, the Grafton!
When we first met the Smith Osbornes, we were overwhelmed by their privilege.
I'll take a sip.
Cheers. To our wonderful Amish friends. We've thoroughly enjoyed having you, we really have.
But they've treated us as family.
I got along great with Ed and Will both. They're awesome boys.
I've got to go. Yeah.
We won't see you again.
No, we will.
At first, I was kind of leery about her. I didn't know what to think of her. I thought she was kind of, should I call her a high-maintenance woman?
I just feel like, you know, we're friends now. They're so nice. They don't judge you at all. I think they won't forget me. Like, not in a flash anyway. Next week, they'll be thinking, geez, wish Veronica would, like, run into a room shouting or something.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, Bron.
It was so funny.
This way of living is pretty opposite from the Amish lifestyle. But all that hasn't made me sorry for the way I've lived.
Our last week in Britain is going to be spent here in Land's End, Cornwall, the most western point of the country.
I think the place is absolutely gorgeous. It's just beautiful all around.
And this is the gang we're going to be staying with.
That is crazy.
What do you make of that?
It looks terrible.
It looks terrifying. Yeah. Well, this week we get surfing, and by the end of the week, then we'll be doing like that.
Our host, Dave, runs his own surf school here on the beach. The rest of the gang work for him every summer.
I think I'm gonna like surfing.
What's surprising to us is that there are girls who work for Dave alongside the boys.
And also at high tide, because it breaks on this bank, it gets real heavy. So the waves really pick up and then dump down.
Like when we teach our surfing lessons, we don't teach them.
No, we can teach it.
What's more, Grace and Emily are regarded as the boys' equals.
I almost feel like the world is losing what God intended a woman to be, and she's like trying to step up there and be equal to the man. And I think it's so futile. God didn't create her that way.
it's so foreign to them what we're saying. And it's kind of making me think, well, I mean, am I weird in believing like this? I don't think I am. It almost feels like 4 weeks is long enough. You kind of feel the need to talk to someone again that believes like you do.
Smell of bacon and eggs wake you up, did it? There's a little bit of garden out there, and Laura's just planted some leeks and bits and pieces to which we would like to kind of do. But we would really like, we've never had the opportunity before to have like a vegetable patch or chickens or anything like that. I mean...
Oh, we should make one.
Yeah? Well, you're here.
Yeah.
At last, an activity we really feel at home with.
Next year, this will not be nearly as hard to dig up.
Some of us can turn our hand to providing Dave and Laura with vegetables.
It's rather fun to get dirty.
And the rest of us can do some good Amish carpentry and make our house a home for some chickens.
All right, boys. Okay, you guys all enjoy building stuff like this?
No, this is fun.
Back home, we try to be as self-sufficient as possible.
We grow a lot of corn and a lot of peas, beans, strawberries and onions.
We've got cherries here. We've got some peaches. We'll can hamburger, and we'll do chicken. And since the boys like to hunt, we've got deer, so we'll can venison as well.
Being independent isn't just about avoiding the modern world. Working with the land reminds us it's the Lord's creation.
That's it, I'll do.
We're going to run a piece across here, and then this will be the door here for the chickens to get in.
To thank us for our help, Dave has organized a big night out.
You haven't been to a nightclub yet in England?
No.
Or at home. Have you not? You've never been to a nightclub? No. It's nice to do it as a group of friends. So this evening, you've met all the boys. We'll go out and we can have a chat, we can have some beers, and we'll introduce you to some of our friends. And then if you feel like you want to have a dance, you can always have a dance.
Give it a go, I guess.
Yeah, and it's going to be full of girls as well. There's going to be lots of girls as well as boys. Would you be nervous about speaking to people like girls and like in a nightclub?
If they come talk to me, I'll talk to them.
Yeah.
But I usually don't go out and start.
What about at home? You wouldn't, you've kind of...
If I know the girls at home, I'll go talk to them.
Have you got a girlfriend back home or...?
No. And all my friends, none of us really want girlfriends.
No.
Like, we just all hang out and have fun. We're all single, and we all just have a lot of fun.
Yeah, not bothered by it.
I just don't like women that run around and try to get your attention. That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
Why not? How are you going to find a girlfriend if you don't know if anyone's interested?
I'm not worried about that right now.
Yeah.
You look great.
They're keen that we look the part, so for one night only, we've agreed to step out of our Amish clothes and into British ones.
It's the first time I ever wore a pair of jeans, so it's something new.
Look at this. Oh, Becky, that's good. Pink is so your colour. How pretty is that? It is.
In the spirit of our last week, Becky and I have decided to embrace the challenge.
But it probably wouldn't hurt for once. Just to go with the girls.
For the first time in our lives, we're putting aside our plain ankle-length dresses.
Secretly putting the stripy dress on.
It's so tight. It's like warm.
You look so nice.
And Becky's even going one stage further. Amish women keep their hair covered all day, every day. To wear it uncovered is considered dishonorable. But tonight, Becky's letting her hair down in public. As Amish women, we never cut our hair.
Women are meant to have long hair because the Bible does say it is a glory to her, and I think that's true.
My hair at this point is like waist length, but I know girls that have hair down to their ankles.
We wear it up, concealed by a head covering or cap. But there are many different types of coverings. They vary from church to church. The boys and girls are traveling in different cars. Separated from my brother Andrew, I'm beginning to feel nervous.
I guess I like him to be close because I feel more protected. Even though I also feel God's presence, but it's a comfort to me to have him close.
But when Becky and I arrive, Andrew, Jerry, and Leon have already gone inside. This is a long way from the peace and quiet of an Amish evening.
1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
After 20 minutes, Becky and I can bear no more, and our party splits, with Andrew providing our escort home.
It's a long, long way, these feet have run. I felt quite scared, actually, and I felt kind of vulnerable.
I detested having my hair down in a place like that. I mean, I never wore my hair down in public before, and I guess it's kind of special in a way. I mean, why did I take it down to go to a place like that? And I almost resented it.
And so it's quite sobering to think about being in a place like that and have Jesus walk in and say, he came to get me.
Laura's getting married in 10 months' time, and she's suggested we help her choose her wedding dress with her friend Emily.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, that one's...
As Amish, we don't go to shops to buy our wedding dresses. We make our own, from our choice of plain colored fabric, but never white. Our style of wedding dress is just the same as the ones we wear every Sunday. There are no rings, bouquets, or veils.
Yeah, the reason we traditionally do wear white is because it represented the fact that you were a virgin and kind of the unveiling at the altar. It's kind of unveiling to your husband kind of thing.
But do you think that's kind of getting lost?
Oh, definitely.
That's
sad. Enormously, yeah. There are very, very, very few kind of people that get married these days are. It's kind of almost...
Yeah.
Like if you are, it's almost like you're going into it with your eyes closed, a bit naive kind of thing. People think that. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Kind of, yeah.
She looks amazing. I didn't quite do it yet.
Wow. Do you feel special in it, or do you feel?
Yeah, you look special.
And then when they pull it back. And then they pull it back. Down. Yeah. How do you feel wearing something that's completely nothing like anything Amish?
It's fun to dress up, actually.
Yeah.
I think it would be so special to have your first kiss on the day, on your wedding day.
Wow.
I really think that a kiss is so much cheaper than the way people use it. Because I've never been kissed.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Laura was saying that they wear white for a symbol or like a symbolic thing because of being virgin. I think that felt like really nice.
I would have such a great joy to have saved myself for one person only.
Do you think it's really strange how they don't even hold hands, or like they don't want to kiss until their wedding day?
I think it's very honourable.
Yeah.
Makes me feel quite weak.
Yeah, your wedding night would be quite a terrifying experience, I would have thought. There'd be huge pressure on it, wouldn't it?
Our days in England are numbered.
It's an experience putting a wetsuit on. It's probably the hardest bit of the lesson.
the trip is coming to an end.
Looking really good. All right, now we've got a special bat wing here for you to keep you super warm.
But before we leave, Dave's determined that we experience the ultimate freedom, riding the waves.
Good to go. Good to go.
And basically, it goes on with the zip at the back.
But Becky's wrestling with her conscience. To surf, she needs to wear a wetsuit. But we don't approve of anything that may reveal a woman's figure and cause boys temptation.
I really want to give it a go surfing, but it's just the wetsuits are something that they're very tight, and I don't know if I should make a big deal of that. To me, it's not as bad as it would have been before I came over. I think I'm getting more used to that kind of stuff.
Matthew 5:27 and 28. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh upon a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart.
I wouldn't consider wearing tight clothing either, because to me it's uncomfortable, and it's also kind of immodest because it brings out the shape of your body.
I think it's good to stay modest and humble, not go showing off everything.
Wearing a wetsuit is a huge step for Becky. But with it being the last day of the trip, this is her only opportunity to try out surfing.
What to do up the back?
Yeah, I think get that.
Does it fit all right?
I don't know.
Does it feel comfortable-ish?
Yeah, kind of.
There you go, if you hold your hair.
All right, paddle, 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 paddle. That's good, it's good. 1, 2, 3.
I think I just want to stay on the beach.
This may be the only chance we'll ever have to do this. Coming to the ocean and surfing on its waves is like walking on the moon for us.
Go, Andrew, go, Andrew. Looking good. Yeah, boy.
So good for you. It's good for the soul, good for the spirit.
It's actually really, really fantastic. I love it. It's very, very much, it's good fun.
I think for Becky to have put on something that's that tight and she was slightly uncomfortable about, and to have overcome that, and I thought that was incredible in itself. But for her to then only be the second time she's ever seen or been in the sea, to go out and try surfing in waves and things she's not used to, I thought I was amazed that she went out. I was so impressed.
I think could get in your blood, but I'm glad I had the privilege of trying it.
I think it's awesome that they can do what they do. I mean, they have a surfing school, they make a living surfing. I'd love to live like this if I could, but obviously I can't, being I'm Amish.
Today, we take our leave of Dave, Laura, and the gang.
That's not too bad, that's cool.
We're pleased to be leaving them with a little bit of the Amish lifestyle.
Come, if we swing my side round, we'll come in this way. Well,
Hello, that one can be Leon.
this is Becky. Hello, Becky. Here, there you go. That's it, that's it, that's it. There you go. Oh, good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's the greatest gift you could have given us. I really appreciate it, really appreciate it. You're an absolute star. I don't even want you guys to go, really. It's too special.
I hope they take home with them the kind of idea that there is a different world out there that's not necessarily all wrong. You don't have to necessarily be so religious and on a completely straight path to be a good person, and you don't have to follow sort of guidelines and rules. You can just be a good person in yourself and have a good family without necessarily abiding by the Bible.
I am excited to go home, but I am going to miss hanging out here and all the people we've met.
Thanks for the surfing lessons, you guys.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. So much fun. See you later. See you later, guys. Take it easy. Rightio. That was fun, wasn't it?
Yeah, amazing.
A month feels like a long time away from home.
Good to see you again. Oh, boy.
So great to see you. It's really great to be home again.
Oh, hey, Mom, how are you?
I can't believe that it's all over now. It's all behind me.
Hey, Dad, how are you?
We had prayed for the Lord to protect her and bring her home safely, and it was almost heartbreaking to see her coming home again.
Everybody's out here waiting for us.
To be without Leah and Andrew was, you could feel the difference in the family. The completeness wasn't there. I'm happy to see them back again. That's the main thing.
Oh, it's good to see everyone's faces again. Wow.
Just trying to give my family a glimpse of what I experienced, it just seems like so vast. How will they ever get even a glimpse? I mean, just showing them pictures. I mean, there's so much to say about those pictures before they understand what all went on. Yeah, there's a lot to say.
Now it's time to return to our quiet, slow-paced lives. But for all of us, our futures have been changed in subtle ways. When he left for Britain, 18-year-old Leon had been on Rumspringa for 2 years, but he'd never managed to come out of his shell. Overseas, that all changed.
I think I've gained more confidence in doing things that I never did before, like playing polo, surfing, and all that kind of stuff, dancing. Future for me is, well, I'm going to be joining back into the Amish church here in the fall. I guess the trip to England made me just more sure of myself that I want to do that, being I was away from my family that long.
23-year-old Jerry lost his factory job just before the trip. On Rumspringa and living away from home, his life had no direction.
I think it's made me want to go out and try harder to find a job and to make life happen a little more.
But has the trip brought Jerry any closer to the decision he's been wrestling with, whether to be baptized Amish or not?
A lot of the reason I'd go Amish is because I'd like to have my children grow up to be Amish, and because I really think that's a great lifestyle. But I don't know if that's for me or not. I'll just have to wait and see, I guess.
Wow.
That's in London. It's kind of like a memorial for a boy that got stabbed.
Overseas, we were all thrown into an ungodly world, and the lack of faith affected Becky in particular.
The whole thing was just an experience that was very extraordinary for me. I see that life doesn't just revolve around my little world right here, and maybe it has given me bigger ideas. Just talking about my beliefs and everything, I think it has given me a lot more boldness and confidence to say what I believe and not to be afraid to speak up. And I think that's a vision that I really want to have, very passionately, to reach people before Christ comes back and before things get worse and worse.
18-year-old Andrew was ready for adventure.
I guess it kind of gave me a taste of traveling the world a little more. Being over there and, seeing how the people live is really interesting to me. Everything's done different, and I really like that. So I want to go to some other countries someday and visit new sites.
Ryan and Sophia.
And for me, Leah Miller, if I'm really honest, this has been a life-changing experience.
I think a lot of Amish girls grow up and expect that they'll just get married and stay Amish and raise a family. And for me, it has kind of opened up different ideas that, there's more things out there to do. I could be something else besides that. And it's almost overwhelming to think of the possibilities of a person's life. And it's not like I've changed my ideals or anything, and I would still like to have a family sometime. But I recognize that because of the experience, I'm more open to the idea that, there's a chance that I might not even live in America all my life.
It's kind of exciting, actually.